What's good, everybody? So, we got a story time video for you guys. Today, I told you guys that I was going to do some of those for you. So, we're going to begin with my very first story that I have for you guys. This is about the last time that I relapsed that led into this current period of sobriety. Um, the thing about that time is that it was a really fun time, and it just turned into the extremely bad time that I had over the last few years. So it was a good time at first, but it turned into a very bad time. I was struggling for a while. I had lost. So what happened is I had lost a relationship that I was in. I had fucked everything up, and I was just kind of finding my footing again in life and just trying to move on from all of that. I was living in my hometown at the time. I had a falling out with somebody that I considered a brother that did not fucking deserve to hold that title in the slightest bit. And there was just a lot of fucked up shit going on, and I went through a period of, it was a little over 90 days of sobriety that a friend had helped me go through. I had a friend, and she had encouraged me and helped me to start going to AA meetings and stuff. And I quit drinking for a while, and then this story of this relapse happened. And this is a fun story. This is the story of when I went to WrestleMania 33 in Orlando. Now, for starters, anyone who has never been to Orlando or doesn't know anything about Orlando, it's a crazy fucking city, especially if you don't live there and you're spending more than a few days there. I spent about 5 days there, around about 5 days, maybe 6 days there for WrestleMania week, and had some of the wildest, coolest fucking times of my entire life. But, unfortunately, it happened in the middle of a relapse as well. So I've been going to the AA meetings and shit like that and having a really good time with that. I was having a very good time and getting better in life and working and saving up money. And basically, I was fresh out of a relationship. I had lost the person that I considered to be my closest friend at the time, and I just felt like everything was fucked, and I wanted to go somewhere, and I wanted to start something new for myself and see where it would go. So I decided I was going to move to Florida, but my method of moving to Florida was to also take all of the money that I had been saving and go to fucking WrestleMania 33 in Orlando. So buy my tickets and everything. All this money I got saved up. I had some tax return money that had come through as well. So I just went all out, booked a whole hotel, got the fucking tickets, and then I booked a train. I took a train, got a first class ticket, a roomette that had a bed and everything, a bathroom and everything in it, a shower available, free meals, free drinks. I definitely took advantage of that by the time I was on the train. So, free meals, free drinks, anything that you can imagine. The only thing you paid for was extra snacks and extra drinks that didn't come with meals. That was it. So, any of you who have rode an Amtrak train before know how all of that goes, and you know it's a really nice time most of the time, as long as you don't run into no bullshit during your trip. Like this one time, this is a little sidebar story. This one time when I was a teenager, I was like 16, and I took a train to Florida to go visit family from my dad's house. And so I left my dad's house when I was 16, got on this Amtrak, went and visited family for the summertime. And then on my way back on the train trip back, fucking a tree fell on the damn track. And we just sat there for like 4 hours waiting for them to move this tree. My dad's sitting in the fucking train station up in Pennsylvania waiting for me. Poor guy had to stay in that fucking train station for so long. Nah, he probably went and walked around fucking the city and fucking did hoodlum shit. My dad likes exploring shit. My dad's an explorer. He likes exploring things. That's probably what he did while he was waiting for me. But back away from that sidebar, this is going to be probably a multi-part fucking video because I ramble a lot, so it's going to take me forever to tell this story to you guys. So this is probably going to have more than one part to this story, so you guys know. So I decided I'm going to WrestleMania and I'm going to move to Florida and I'm just going to try to start something new with my life because everything's brand new already. Everything had fallen apart, and the only thing that was new was that I hadn't been drinking, and that was it. So I just said my goodbyes to everybody, got a ride to the train station for my dad, and I got on the train and I checked into my room and I put my guitar in there, and your boy promptly, I mean promptly, I walked to the mini bar fucking snack area and I ordered a double shot of Jack and a Yingling, and we were off to the fucking races. Relapse was full tilt, man. There was no second thought about it. There was no, oh, should I do this? No questioning all the 90 days that I hadn't drank. It was, it, I was ready. I just dove into it. So then I ordered more little shots of Jack to take back to my room. And the first meal that we had, fucking, of course, you can order alcohol with that. And I got a half bottle of wine with that. So I'm just drinking my fucking ass off upon arriving on this train. And I started playing guitar and stuff and singing. I was singing about the stuff I was looking out the window at, like the scenery of the cities and stuff that you can see out of the train windows that the rooms have. I was just freestyling stuff about that. I remember I like came rumbling out of my room to go get myself some fucking snacks and shit like that and grab some more shots, and I had a couple people stopping me, asking me what kind of music I make and how long I've been playing music, and saying that it's nice to hear somebody that is traveling and making music on the same train as them. And that was a nice experience to have. There's going to be a lot of stupid, like, trivial, subtle details inside of this because I just appreciate small experiences like that. So there's going to be a lot of weird, subtle details of this shit that I remember while I'm telling you guys a story. So I just spent the train trip taking shots and fucking getting free meals and drinking half bottles of wine with them and playing guitar for the people that were in the rooms beside me because they happened to enjoy that I was playing music near them. So it was cool. Um, we arrived in Orlando. Well, the layover in Philly that happens whenever you're going from Pennsylvania to Florida is always an interesting time. You never know what's going to happen. You always run into interesting characters whenever you're in Philly. I've walked down the street and looked for shops and stuff to go look at. I wouldn't recommend it. The train station's in a bad area of town, and it's quite you gotta have your head on a little bit of a swivel in that area of town. People are trying to get tourists inside of scams and traps and stuff like that, selling them fucking drugs, all kinds of shit. You gotta look out for. But I went and I checked out the college and everything like that. That's what I would do whenever I was in Philly. So I would walk and do those kinds of things. I always kind of knew how to carry myself and like how to deal with people. Like when I was 16 and I was in Philly for the layover on the train, I went and I walked to check out the college and shit like that. And I ended up giving a fucking homeless crackhead $20 just because he asked me for money. And all I had was $20 bills. So I gave him $20. So I was like, well, you know what? Here you go. 16-year-old me was very big on helping the homeless as I am now as well. I still buy homeless people burgers and shit like that if I see them about and I know they're hungry and stuff. It's just something I've always done. So, yeah, Philly's always an interesting time when you're on these train trips as well from Pennsylvania to Florida. The layover that happens in Philly. So, anyways, back to this. I arrive in Orlando drunk as fuck. I mean, like, fucking, you have to think, I hadn't drank in 90 days, and I just drank, like, the equivalent to, like, a half a bottle of Jack and a whole bottle of wine on this damn train. So, I was fucking lit by the time I got to Orlando. Fucking trying to figure out how to get a taxi. I've never caught a taxi in my life. At this point in my life, I had never caught a taxi in any city at any point in time for anything. I maybe caught a Uber. Maybe I had ordered an Uber at some point, but that's about it. I'd never caught a real taxi before. And that was a really interesting experience. I enjoyed the taxi trip. I don't know, it was like a big bawling kind of moment. I was like, back in my younger years, I was like, shit, we're taking the taxi and we're in Orlando and we're going to party and we're going to have fun and we're here to make music and we're here to fucking build a new life. And I was just fucking, I was ready to go. I was ready to become a fucking superstar at that point in my life. I was like, shit, I'm here in Florida. I was like, if I don't become famous, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with my life after this. That's where I fucking was at that point of my life. I was losing my shit at that point in my life. I was just like, oh, we gotta go make it somehow, somewhere, and that this was the beginning of that fucking trip for me. So I caught this taxi. I'm feeling all big ball and all happy with myself. I got a fuck ton of money that I had been saving up, and I'm just ready to go fucking have a blast with a bunch of strangers that are in Orlando for WrestleMania and stuff. So get to my hotel, get all checked in. Fucking sick ass room, dope room. Had these nice slanted ceilings with cool ass fucking paintings on the wall, a nice balcony that I could go sit on and smoke and everything. So I get in my book bag. First thing I do at this hotel. First thing I do at this hotel is I fucking have to unwrap all of my stuff that I had with me. And I fucking blazed it up. I got blazed the fuck up. And I was Googling all of the fucking things that were close to me that I could do. First thing on my list was to go get food and go get drinks for the hotel room for the whole 5 days, 6 days, whatever it was that I was there. So I go shopping and all of that, bring all that shit back. People are starting to flood into this little bar that's attached to my hotel. The hotel came with a bar. I think it was a Best Western hotel or something. It wasn't anything super fancy, but I got like one of the best rooms that was in it because I was feeling all fucking fancy pants that year of my life, like I said. So it had a bar attached to it and everything. So I go to this bar, just getting to know these people. Turns out the dude that was the bartender actually grew up and lived 40 minutes from my hometown for his whole life. And we started chopping it up about where I was from and what it's like in that area. And we just hit it off immediately, became really good pals. So now I'm really good pals with the bartender of the hotel and all of his buddies that work with him and shit like that. We're all pals because they're all from the same area as me, so we got like common ground and shit to talk about now. So I'm just talking to them about all the fucked up shit that had been happening in that city over the last few years, and they're like, man, it's unbelievable. You were there for all of that. You saw all that shit. We've been out of town for a long time now. We moved here a lot of years ago, and just chopped it up with them and everything like that. And so after that is where we get into the ultra parts of this adventure, and I'm gonna cut this video off now and start part 2 of this so that I can properly tell all of these sections without getting cut off. So here's our introduction to the craziest relapse and craziest time that I had in my life when it comes to that, and how it all started to lead up to me ending up fucking nearly dying and having to get sober to arrive here with you guys. So we're going to cut this part off. I'll see you guys in the next part.